Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're going to watch something a little bit different this time. This is about 20 60-second habits for a minimalist home. It's basically some tips for decluttering. And this has become very popular in the United States and I think other areas, which is probably says a lot about our society that we have so much clutter in our lives and the junk that we waste money on. Um, and a lot of when you watch like the different shows about decluttering, it's has a lot to do with not only freeing up your space, but I don't know, it frees up something within you, like mentally or emotionally. And a lot of times having a highly cluttered home, like when you look at one of those shows, like the hoarders shows, if you ever seen one of them, there's usually some kind of mental or emotional trauma that the people have gone through. And so it's not just like a physical cleaning. A lot of times it's a mental and emotional cleaning. But this is just a short video. I think this would be a nice introduction to this channel. His name is Gabe Bolt. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope I am. But he seems to have a channel where he has a lot of short videos that just give some tips to make life a little bit easier and a little bit more pleasant to live, apparently. All right, so let's take a look at it and give him a try and see what he has to say.
If you're anything like I've been most of my life, you have too much crap.
Yes.
It builds up out of nowhere.
It does.
It starts to feel cluttered and claustrophobic, and it gets stressful. And it doesn't have
Sure
to
does.
be that way. So here are some tiny habits that you can start doing today so that you can have a clutter-free home. Store your Tupperware with the lids on. This might seem like a small thing, but it helps keep your Tupperware organized so that they don't.
You always know where the lid is.
And grow, and lids go missing.
Right.
Whole thing. It just really simplifies that part of your cabinet.
I have that red set.
Making your bed is another great way to start your morning. It puts in that mindset of cleanliness and order first thing. And then when you go to bed at night, having a nice clean environment that you can go into is a lot more relaxing and less stressful. And it can really help you get the right mindset to go to bed. Do something with your dishes right away. This is great to get on the same page with everybody else in your house so that after every meal, everyone is responsible for their own dishes. The dishwasher,
yeah, they build up quick too.
Right after the meal, so food doesn't harden on it, or they don't end up having a pile of them in the sink. Dishes in the sink can get really stressful, and the longer you leave them there, the harder it is. So try to just deal with that after every meal so it doesn't get overwhelming. Organize and deal with mail right away.
That's my big problem.
The process of what you do with your mail when it comes in can keep it from building up on your flat surfaces. Generally, this is a kitchen table or countertop that starts accumulating.
That's a problem I have. I find that I get the mail, I throw it on the kitchen table, and I say, oh, I'll get to it. And I wound up getting to it, once or twice a month, and it really builds up. It's amazing how much junk comes into our mailbox every single day. And some days there's no mail at all, but man, it does build up. So this is a good tip, and I have to get more on top of that. I've been trying to work on it, but I have to admit that is one of my bad habits.
A pile of mail because you don't really want to go through it.
True.
Just bills, let's be honest. But having a system where all that mail goes and dealing with it right away will keep that from cluttering up your kitchen. By the way, if you guys are getting some value out of this, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe.
Yeah,
Take
absolutely.
something off your kitchen table every time you walk by it. This is just like a great little habit that I've started doing. Stuff tends to just grow onto the kitchen table for some reason. I have no idea why. But each time I walk past, I try to just grab one thing and put it away. Ideally, nothing would end up there at all, but it tends to happen. So just getting in a habit of whenever you're walking to a different part of the house, look for something to take with you that you could put away. Use the 2-minute rule. I've talked about this a lot. It's pretty much the idea that if you see something that can be done in 2 minutes or less, just do it immediately. It's those little details that really just bug you that make all the difference. The flat surface rule. Look at your flat surfaces throughout your house. Generally, there's just stuff that has grown on top of them. They've been sitting there for a week or two. Find a place for each one of those things. Flat surfaces have been like my bane for most of my life. Like just
me too.
Stuff grows all over.
It does.
It's super annoying, and I hate how it looks, but it just tends to always have stuff on it. But each time you notice it, find a permanent home for each one of those things, so you're a lot less likely to keep them on there. And then once you have them on there, just try to keep it clean for as long as possible to start building that habit. Have a laundry basket in your bathroom and in your bedroom so you don't leave clothes all over the place, which I might have done from time to time. I try to make sure that my clothes are in a couple places. They're either hanging up in my closet, in my dresser, or in the laundry basket and getting washed. When I used to only have one laundry basket in one place, either the bathroom or the bedroom always had clothes sitting on the floor or just sitting on top of a dresser. And that's just an easy way for things to build up. So have an extra place for them to go wherever that problem area is for you so that you can get ahead of it and not have clothes just strewn all over your house. Put a box by your front door, and every time you see something that you think should be decluttered, just throw it in the box, and then once a week or once a month, take the box and sell it or donate it or
That's a
throw it
good
away,
tip.
depending on what you put in there.
Yeah.
Take a daily reset. I like to do this at night, but some people like to do it in the morning. Just take 1 minute and clean a bunch of the major stuff that you see going on. A lot of times, just getting started is the hardest part, and if you take
True.
a minute to get it reset, it can make the rest of
It's
the day
pretty.
feel a lot more calm. The bathroom sink. The bathroom sink tends to just collect a bunch of random products. And while everybody has different needs, a lot of times we don't use most of the stuff, or it could have a different home. So take a few minutes and figure out the home for all of that stuff that you have on the bathroom counter. Can it go in a cabinet or a basket? Do you even use half this stuff? And then try as much as possible to just keep it clean. This is generally the messiest looking thing in the bathroom, and if you can keep that clean, it makes the whole rest of the room feel clean. Have a
True.
landing strip. This is just the idea that when you walk inside the door, have a place for your shoes to go, have a place where your jacket goes, your keys go,
Oh, that's a
your
good
wallet
idea
goes,
too.
so
He's
that
got a little
every
rack
time you
there
come
for the
in the door,
shoes.
it doesn't get spread all over the house.
I like
and
that.
become messy and built up. You lose your keys, you lose your wallet. At least that's what used to happen to me. So just
I
have
need
a
a
place where
landing place for
everything
my
goes. So as
handbag.
soon as you walk in the door, boom, 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 it's put away. Don't have to worry about it. Put the controllers away. Game controllers, TV remotes, these are easy
Yeah, that
things
gets
to
chunky
leave
looking.
around the house, but finding a home for these and just taking a minute to put them away, it saves you time searching for the remote later, plus it just keeps the room cleaner. Just pull the trash and recycle it. I don't know if anybody else does this, but it can sometimes be a game if you live with other people to see how long you can go without taking the trash out and shoving more stuff down into there.
Nope.
Not a good idea.
No.
Generally, taking out the trash or the recycling takes under a minute. When you see that it's full, start building that habit of just being the person who takes it out and being okay with that.
Right.
Because you have decided that your priority is to have a clean and clutter-free home. So don't wait until there's stuff growing out of the trash and the bag is ripping.
Or it's smelling.
Clean your fridge. And generally speaking, that's the back of the fridge where all the stuff is that you don't even know when it got made. You got leftover Christmas meals that are growing and have doubled in size. Condiments, sticky substances that I don't know where they come from.
I don't either.
Even just once a week to go through your fridge and get rid of some stuff that's in there and then just wipe it down can really help this from getting overcrowded with a bunch of stuff that's just going to go in the trash
Right.
anyways. Or it can remind you to actually eat this stuff before it goes bad, which can save you time and money. Get everybody else on board. This one might be hard if you live with someone who doesn't really care about that, but I think it's important to have conversations about it. Talk about who's going to do what.
If only one person's doing all the work, it causes anger and resentment.
It's important to you to have a place that is not stressful and is clean so that when
Right.
people come over, you don't have to stress about it. And even so that you can just have more mental clarity and peace of mind about where you live. Do the micro clean. Not everybody likes to clean their whole house. If you're like me, you don't like to spend half a day cleaning your house. So just try micro cleans where you spend a few minutes cleaning one room in your house really deeply, and then another day you do another room. A couple days later, you do a different room. You get a great sense of accomplishment from this. Half the time, you end up doing a couple rooms instead of just one. But if you only commit to one room, at least you're making progress, and it's not a big, daunting task.
True.
Uninstall Amazon off your phone and then set a 1-week notice before you buy anything online. This can start to stop the floodgates of crap coming into your house. It's so easy now to buy things with one click on Amazon. It just shows up the next day, or whatever store
True.
online place is your weakness. Try to set at least a 24-hour to a 1-week
Wow, I didn't know you could
where
do that.
You can't buy anything until that time has passed and you've decided if you really need
That's a great
that thing,
idea.
it was just an impulse.
Hmm.
Find your pain points. This is going to be different for everybody. Sometimes this is my office desk. Other times it's my kitchen table. Just take a minute and figure out what your pain point is, what bugs you the most, what tends to accumulate the most stuff, and then just create a little plan on how to do that and start implementing little actions on how you can deal with that one thing that really bugs you. One in, one out rule. Honestly, this is super simple. It's just the idea of when something comes into your house, something goes out. If you buy a new shirt, old shirt has to go. If you buy a new pair of shoes, old shoes go. It doesn't always have to be one of the exact same thing, but it's just a general rule to stop bringing in 10 items and getting rid
Stops
of
the clutter
one
from building
or
up.
nothing. Because if you do that too many times, you end up with a bunch of crap all over your house and you're back where you started. If you enjoyed these tips and you got some value,
Yeah, I
don't
did.
forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.
So those were some good tips. And it was nice to see a young man doing it. Usually, when you have a decluttering video or a cleaning video, it's always a woman. So it was unusual and rather pleasant. He's a nice looking kid. Or he's not a kid, he's a young man, but to me, he's a kid. And yeah, I'm definitely guilty of papers piling up from the mail. I do have that problem. I do also have a problem, you know, not so much now because I've cut back because I'm now working from home and stuff, so I don't need much of a wardrobe. But I've cut back on buying like clothes and what have you. But when I was working in the office, I mean, I would get a couple new things for the fall and winter, a couple new things for the spring and summer, and I wouldn't throw out the other things. So I would think, well, if it's getting old looking, I'll wear it around the house. I'll wear it to sleep in, wear it to go mow the lawn. But you do get to a point where, like, I have so many t-shirts that it's ridiculous. So I have just stopped buying t-shirts. I stopped a couple years ago buying t-shirts, and I still have t-shirts that are like brand new looking because they've hardly been worn, and I just haven't gotten to them yet. That's really bad. So the one in, one out idea is a very good idea. Also, just a good idea to take stock of what you already own and really think about, do you need to buy yet another shirt or yet another pair of pants or sneakers or whatever? And there's a good possibility the answer is no, that you really don't need it. But again, that does, like, it refreshes you and it makes you feel better. Once you get done cleaning and you look at your room, it's just a feeling of satisfaction. And I think it is very much tied to where you're at mentally and emotionally, the how your house is set up and what have you. So if you're struggling with that, good luck. Check out this man's other videos. It looks like he has a lot of interesting things that help make life a little bit better. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day. I thank you for coming to join me, as always. All right. I'll see you later in the next video. Thank you.